There will be areas where the market is fairly strong, and there'll be other areas where the market isn't particularly strong. But it's without doubt, you've got to say that the market has actually declined quite strongly in the last few years, and that is not just purely down to the fact that it's supply and demand. It's the fact that the financial institutions are fairly reluctant to lend against property. I mean, say for instance, if you wanted to buy a residential property now, the chances are that you will probably need 30% deposit before they would even consider you for a mortgage. So,
which is not a very easy step to take, obviously, for someone who wants to climb the ladder. For first-time buyers, and obviously it's very difficult for them to raise that kind of money.
I think you're right. I mean, the first-time buyer market is becoming very, very difficult at the moment. There are a lot of initiatives that central government have put together, but unfortunately they don't seem to translate into a change in the marketplace. I mean, what we are seeing now is a rise in the rented sector, because people are taking a positive choice to actually rent rather than buy. So that end of the market is starting to get a lot better than the actual sale market.
Better for landlords than someone wants to climb.
I think it is far better for landlords. I mean, I've seen examples of where people have bought properties for £50,000–60,000 in various parts of the South Yorkshire, and the rental levels have been around about £450–500, which is about 10% return, which is not bad, is it really?
No, it's not bad.
If you look at it that way.
But when you're reading current newspapers, or when you listen to the news on the televisions, obviously, the media, I mean, I don't know what drive they're actually working behind, but obviously media is trying to portray that the market is getting better, hence encouraging people to actually invest in the property. Is it true, and so how true is it?
I think it's as true as the fact that recently I was reading a survey that was conducted in February, and there's a clear sign that there's been more sales in the last 2 or 3 months than there have been, in the last 2 or 3 months and in the last 2.5 years than there have been before. So clearly there is a sign that the market is starting to improve. I mean, you've got to look at it this way. One of the basic commodities is that somebody needs somewhere to live, whether it's rented or purchased. The demand would always be there. So clearly, I think if you look at the marketplace as it stands, if you look at the southwest of our city, for instance, in Sheffield, then the market is fairly strong. I mean, it takes longer to sell something, but it does actually sell eventually. You look at the other end of the city, and then the market isn't as strong. But it's purely down to the fact that the financial institutions, as soon as they start lending again, I would imagine the market will pick up. I've been through 2 or 3 recessions before, and each time the market has improved. So if you look at it in real terms, if somebody's bought a house in 1979 for, I don't know, £25,000, and they are now selling it at this particular time, I don't think that many people will be selling it at that sort of price. They'll be selling it 100,000 plus. So in real terms, the value of property does actually continue to rise. It's just that people's expectations of how quickly the rise should happen, because we've been used to, in the last 5 or 10 years, prices rising by 10, 15, 20%. And clearly that's not happening now. No.
But like, I mean, the question still remains, like, if the media is encouraging people to come and buy it, but the person is still earning the same kind of money, so the financial side of their things is not actually improved, has it?
It hasn't, and that's why I think any initiative that's actually been put together hasn't actually resulted in increased purchasing power for the first-time buyers, or any other buyer for that matter, because it's just not there. It's not happening for people, because people are interested in moving on. The people are interested in getting their foot on the property ladder. But if you go and view a property, you're going to be very keen to buy it. You go to the financial institutions, and sooner or later they'll say to you, "Hang on, we can't actually lend against that, or we can't lend against it the amount of money that you actually require to actually buy the property." So yes, in that sense, you're quite right. It's not translating itself into on the ground, to be fair.
But at the same time, what's also